Hello and welcome everyone. We have another fun-filled evening of World of Warships Legends. We are playing Arena. I think tonight was the last night for arena matches, at least for this season or whatever you want to call it. And we get a 1 versus 1 match. We are in the Emerald again. We've had some success in the Emerald with arena matches this go around, so taking full advantage of it. There is another couple of other ships that I've been kind of switching between, because you know what happens is I die and then the ship is, you know, in the dockyard or whatever for until the battle's over. But so I kind of decided to take the long way around here and be unpredictable, so we have a little bit of boringness driving around, but stick around for the whole 12-minute video that this is, and something might have happened. Yeah, so with the with Arena, you get these consumables that, or not consumables, but these buffs, I guess you would call them, that show up on the map here. And the first one was like right in front of our face, right? So that was you know, improved steering gear reaction or speed or whatever you want to call it. So you can turn rudder shift time. There you go. So you can turn a little bit faster. And so is this second one. This is really not like worth getting. The first one that shows right up in front of your face on the arena matches is fine. Everybody grabs that first one. But now if you go and get one of these, you're kind of giving your position away a little bit. So it's kind of a, do I really need that? Do I really need more rudder shift time or not? But anyway, my whole thought process here was, I'm going to guess that, like, maybe everyone's going right into the middle, right? And so I'll take a longer route so that maybe I can get into the battle after it's kind of already started, you know? So once people start picking on each other and weakening each other, maybe I can get some kills off of them. But that doesn't always happen. And then occasionally you get somebody that's just sitting in their spawn spot, which is like super, super frustrating, right? Because then nothing happens, which is kind of dumb on Arena, because then if you end up not doing anything, you don't get any XP, and in order to like progress, you need XP for Arena, right? So that's probably why I like this game mode over some of the other like one-off games, like game modes like Brawl and stuff like that. Just because I'd rather have the XP based, you know, progression. So no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to win, you know, several matches in a row in order to like move up or get rewards, right? You just have to do something, right? So I prefer Arena over those other game modes. So decided nothing's happening. I'm going to head straight in and make something happen, right? Like, I was kind of expecting somebody to be already capturing the zone, right? Like, if they headed straight for it, they'd be in there by now. And we took a long way, and still no one is in it, and we are about to be the ones that are in it, right? So something will definitely happen there. There's kind of a downside to just sitting in the zone and capping it, too, on this game mode, because if you don't have any action, you know, if you just sit in there and get the capture and that's it, then you don't really earn that much XP. So the real way to do it is to have some fights and then maybe cap the zone if you think that's kind of the only thing you can do. Like, for example, if you're almost dead and you're in a destroyer, you could potentially like hide in the corner and cap the zone to end the game and win, and maybe get a little more XP for capturing. So we finally see somebody. This Konigsberg wants some action because he's broadside to us, but it did look like he might have been fighting somebody else, and then of course we get somebody showing up behind us too, so trying not to be broadside to either of these ships at the moment, and kicked in sonar because I know he's got torpedoes and we suspect, so I'm trying to hit a little bit further and then start my turn. So smart moves to wait for the turn. A lot of people don't quite have the patience. It's hard to have that patience and get far enough over before you start turning into them. If you turn into them right away, you might hit those short ones, right? So Omaha, I don't know what he's doing, but I know I'm still in the crossfire, and at this point, because the Königsberg, the orange guy, he was fighting somebody that was way out there still at spawn. And I don't want to be... I'm going to lose if I'm in the crossfire, right? So slam on the brakes, hit my smoke screen. That is what I love about these, the British cruiser line, right? You get all this tech. You get heals, smoke screens, and sonars. Or an airplane, you know, like depending on... some of them you can choose, right? Which one you want in a couple of the slots. But you get a lot of stuff. I like stuff. So I'm waiting here. So my plan here is turn around and face this guy that was behind me one-on-one. But I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, I don't see him capturing the zones, and my torpedoes they don't have the range to reach all the way through the zone. So I have to assume he's either backing up or still sitting where he was before. Otherwise, like, why wouldn't he have come in the zone, right? Like, is he doing a U-turn like I'm doing? So in order to have a one-on-one, I'm kind of going to, you know, I've got this island to my left. I'm heading this direction so that if that guy that's way out in the ocean, I'm hoping he can't spot me. Between my smoke screen and the island, I'm hoping I only get spotted by the Omaha here, and I can have a one-on-one battle with him. And at first I'm like, is he even there? Like, is he AFK? Like, is he like... So I'm like, could I go a little more broadside? But then he does fire his guns after I sort of think of that. So he's firing HE, so maybe I could go and get my torpedoes in. Let's see. If he keeps firing HE, we should get some torps off. Turn back so that we're not broadside. And that way if he does switch, we aren't so vulnerable, right? You don't want AP shells in your side as any cruiser, pretty much. But with the Emerald, with a lot of the British cruiser lines, I don't have a choice against him. And maybe he knows that. He's being smart though, like he's angling, so I'm not able to do like crazy damage on him. And I'm letting this fire burn because I know he's got torpedoes. So just in case he's got torpedoes on me and I can handle one, I have the heal. And I made this really stupid mistake of using it when I only have 4 seconds left on the fire. Like, what an idiot. And now I've got this douche canoe with full health who's just been chilling in the background while everybody else kills themselves. So we get a rudder, damaged rudder. So I'm hitting full reverse in order to hopefully not go completely broadside to him. Otherwise he will destroy us. But he probably enjoyed the fire that he gave me, so I'm sure he'll keep shooting HE shells at me anyway. But here I'm in this other brand new awkward scenario of he's got a lot more health than I do. I've had to fight several more battles than he's had to fight. We need to remedy this situation somehow, right? So I'm going to start running, hoping that he chases me and use these torpedoes. And I hope that he comes towards me and meets my torpedoes. Who wouldn't want my torpedoes? Alright, we actually have damage control ready for this fire. And we're about to have torpedoes loaded on the other side. But is he backing up now? He might be backing up now. So he looks like he's switching too. He can't decide whether to shoot HE or AP at me. So I shoot one rack. I know he's backing up, but I'm like, well, maybe he's gonna come forward at some point here. I am about to get my smoke screen back, which I'm surprised that I survived long enough to get the smoke screen back. So I'm gonna use that and try and buy myself some time, right? Like, I need him to make a move, and this is kind of a way to force that on him. And luckily we don't light on fire there, because that could potentially have ended us, especially if I used damage control right away. Yeah. So I know that the torpedoes on my right side are the first ones to be ready. So I'm kind of I'm hoping he's going to be aggressive and come into the smoke screen, right? Like, I think they've got sonar too. I'm also just trying to like fire random shots where I think he might be, which is probably my downfall here, because then he now he knows, like, I mean, this is like the psychology of this game sometimes. Like, now he knows where I think he is, I guess, you know? So, like, but it'd be nice to get, like, if I die, get some more of the, like, defend banners for the, you know, to help with XP gains, right? Like, that's my thought process there. But ultimately, it could be the end of me, right? Now I'm like, well, what if he's coming around this side of the island, right? So I save one, miraculously. I save a rack of torpedoes. But I'm like, okay, he's not in the zone anymore, so he must have come forward out of the zone on that side, right? So I fired those torpedoes just outside the zone, thinking that's the direction he's coming from. But he was too smart for me. He was too smart for me, and he's off to the right. But I saved this rack of torpedoes, I can't believe it. I made the best decision of this game ever. Normally I'm like just too, like, I just want to send them. I want to send everything, right? But then they miss, so like doesn't freaking matter, right? But we have racks on this side, buddy. Here they come, a bit of 10. All for you. Oh man, but that was a smart move on his side, going, or like, you know, he went where I didn't expect him to go, and that, you know, he could have ended me. That could have gone either way there, guys. This game, like I said in my other good arena matches that I posted this week, it's a lot of times it's circumstantial, right? But we're in the top 10% of players. That's pretty good for me. I don't normally play other than standard game mode. I don't normally play the one-off game types as much, but I was having fun with arena this time around. I enjoyed it a little more than the others, like I said, because it's, you know, it's just all based on XP. So if you lose, it's not a big deal. Like, just get some hits, do something. Quick go through. Here's how I have the commander set up. It's originally William Tennant, but I've got the Santa Claus guy, Commander Geist, whatever you want to call it. And basically since they only have AP rounds, you might as well use AP round inspirations, right? Yeah, it's completely pointless to use the chances of HE shells causing fire. Like, that is a wasted perk if you've only got AP. And then just defensive ones too here, the sponge and the extra sonar stuff. Super helpful, right? Just because this cruiser can die very quickly if you get hit in the side. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. More on the way.